In a quiet corner of his home, a young boy named Omar was very excited. His heart was beating fast like a little drum. Tomorrow was a very special day. He was going on a big trip with his father. This was not just any trip. It was a journey to see famous places from Islamic history. Omar had read about these places in his books. He had seen pictures of tall minarets and beautiful mosques. Now he was going to see them with his own eyes. He carefully folded his clothes and put them in his small blue suitcase. He made sure to pack his favorite prayer mat, a gift from his grandmother. This special trip is called a safar in Islam. Safar is an Arabic word that simply means to travel. But it is more than just going from one place to another. It is a chance to see the world that Allah has made. It is a time to learn new things and meet new people. When Muslims travel, they remember Allah. They ask Him for protection and guidance on their journey. A safar is a special kind of adventure. It is an adventure for the body and also for the soul. It helps a person to grow wiser and more thankful for everything they have. Omar's father told him that every step on a safar is a chance to learn something new. Getting ready for the safar was an important task. Omar and his father made a list of everything they needed. They packed warm clothes because some nights might be cool. They also packed light clothes for the sunny days. His father showed him how to pack a small first aid kit just in case. They also packed some dates and nuts for the road. Omar's mother made a special prayer for them. She asked Allah to keep them safe and make their journey easy. Omar felt a warm feeling inside. He knew that with Allah's help, this would be the best journey ever. He was ready for his adventure. Omar made sure his small notebook and a pen were in his bag. He wanted to write down everything he saw and learned. He imagined writing about the ancient buildings and the friendly faces he would meet. His father reminded him to make a special prayer before leaving the house. This prayer is called the Dua al-Safar, the prayer for travel. It is a way of asking Allah to be their companion on the journey and to look after their family at home. Omar recited the prayer with his father. He felt calm and ready. The big adventure was about to begin, and his heart was full of joy and excitement. Their journey started in the bustling city of Cairo. The air was filled with amazing sounds and smells. Omar held his father's hand tightly as they walked through the old markets. They saw vendors selling colorful spices and beautiful lanterns. Their first stop was the famous Al-Azhar Mosque. Omar looked up at its tall, beautiful minarets reaching for the sky. He felt so small standing in front of such a grand and ancient building. Inside it was peaceful and quiet. They prayed their afternoon prayer, and Omar felt a deep connection to the many generations of Muslims who had prayed in this very same spot before him. He felt like a part of a very long and beautiful story. From Cairo, they traveled towards Damascus, a city with a very long history. The journey itself was an adventure. They traveled by bus, and Omar looked out the window at the changing scenery. The landscape shifted from busy city streets to wide open deserts. The sand dunes looked like golden waves under the bright sun. His father told him stories about the prophets and companions who had traveled through these same lands many centuries ago. Omar tried to imagine what it must have been like for them, traveling on camels under the hot sun. He realized how easy his own journey was in a comfortable bus. He felt very thankful for this blessing. When they arrived in Damascus, Omar was amazed by the Umayyad Mosque. It was one of the oldest and largest mosques in the world. As they walked through its large courtyard, Omar touched the cool, smooth marble under his feet. His father showed him the beautiful mosaics on the walls, shimmering with gold and green colors. They depicted scenes of paradise with rivers and trees. Inside the mosque, they visited the shrine of Prophet Yahya, or John the Baptist. Omar learned that this mosque was a special place for both Muslims and Christians. It taught him that people of different faiths can share sacred spaces and live together in peace. In the evenings, they would sit with local families and share meals. The people of Damascus were very kind and welcoming. They shared stories about their city and their lives. An old man with a long white beard told Omar tales of the city's glorious past. He spoke of scholars and poets who once walked these same streets. Omar listened carefully, writing down notes in his little book. He learned that history is not just in old buildings, but also in the stories and hearts of the people. Meeting these kind people made his journey even more special. He was not just seeing places, he was connecting with people. The next part of their safari took them to the holy city of Jerusalem. The journey was long and their bus had a flat tire along the way. They had to wait for a few hours under the shade of an olive tree. At first, Omar felt a little impatient. He wanted to get to Jerusalem quickly, but his father smiled and said, "Omar, this is a test of our patience. Allah wants to see how we behave when things don't go as planned." They shared their water and dates with the other passengers. Soon, everyone was talking and laughing together. Omar realized his father was right. Patience, or sabr in Arabic, was a beautiful virtue, and this delay was a chance to practice it. When they finally arrived in Jerusalem, Omar's breath was taken away by the sight of the Dome of the Rock. Its golden dome shone brightly under the sun, a beacon of beauty and faith. They walked to the Al-Aqsa Mosque, the third holiest site in Islam. As they entered the blessed compound, a feeling of deep peace washed over Omar. He remembered the story of the Prophet Muhammad's night journey, the Isra and Miraj, which started from this very place. To stand where the Prophet had stood was an incredible feeling. It made his faith feel stronger and more real than ever before. He prayed with tears in his eyes, thankful for this amazing opportunity. During their time in Jerusalem, they saw an old woman struggling to carry her groceries up a steep cobblestone street. Without a second thought, Omar's father rushed to help her. He took her heavy bags and walked with her all the way to her home. Omar walked beside them, carrying a small bag of oranges. The old woman thanked them with a warm smile and offered them a prayer. This simple act of kindness taught Omar a powerful lesson. His father explained that helping others is a form of worship. It is what makes a person a good Muslim. True faith is not just about praying, it is also about being kind and compassionate to everyone. Every day in Jerusalem brought a new lesson. Omar learned to be patient when waiting in long lines. He learned to be kind by sharing his food with other children in the courtyard of the mosque. He saw people from all over the world, all speaking different languages, but united in their love for this holy place. This taught him about the beautiful brotherhood and sisterhood in Islam. Faith, he realized, was like a thread that connected the hearts of millions of people. It was a powerful force for good in the world, bringing people together in peace and love. The time came for Omar and his father to return home. As their plane took off, Omar looked down at the world below. He thought about all the amazing places he had seen and the wonderful people he had met. His small blue suitcase was now filled with little souvenirs, but his heart was filled with something much more valuable. It was filled with memories, lessons, and a deeper understanding of his faith. He opened his notebook and looked at all the things he had written. He had drawn pictures of the minarets, written down stories he had heard, and noted the lessons of patience and kindness he had learned. And when they arrived home, his mother greeted them with a big warm hug. The house felt cozy and familiar. That evening, Omar sat with his parents and shared everything about his journey. He told them about the grandeur of Al-Azhar, the beauty of the Umayyad Mosque, and the incredible peace he felt at Al-Aqsa. He described the kind people of Damascus and the lesson of patience he learned on the road to Jerusalem. His parents listened with proud smiles on their faces. They could see that their son had returned not just from a trip, but from a life-changing experience. He had left as a young boy and returned a little wiser. The lessons from the Safar stayed with Omar long after he unpacked his suitcase. When he felt impatient, he remembered waiting under the olive tree and how it turned into a pleasant time. When he saw someone in need, he remembered his father helping the old woman in Jerusalem. His daily prayers felt different now. When he stood on his prayer mat, he would remember the thousands of people he prayed alongside in the historic mosques. His connection with Allah felt stronger. He understood that seeing the world was like reading a beautiful book written by the Creator, and he was so grateful for the chance to read a few of its pages. Omar's journey had ended, but its impact had just begun. He knew that this safar was just the first of many adventures to come. The world was a big, beautiful place, full of history, lessons, and kind people. The trip taught him that faith is not just found in books, but is lived and experienced every day in every act of kindness, every moment of patience, and every prayer of gratitude. His heart was full of happiness, and he looked forward to the next chapter of his own journey, carrying the precious lessons of his first great Islamic adventure with him forever.